mai kākou e na ohana. Lana ka mana o mai ka ino o ko pa kahia pau. Mahalo kia hui ho ano kākou i ke ia la no ka nana ana i ka haʻawina o ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi o ke ia pule. Ai, no leila, here we are in the mahina of Pepiluwali. Makahiki ʻelua kaukani i wakalua kumakolu. And yes, it is mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi. Hauʻoli mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi kākou. Um, just to give a quick background before we begin our haʻawina, this is the 10th year of Mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi since it was signed into law back in 2013. And this is the 10th anniversary of Mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi and just bringing awareness to ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi in general. We also have the Decade of Indigenous Languages, which began last year. So we're going into the first year of that, which is really exciting. And of course, for the Aha Punana Leo, if you didn't know yet, we are celebrating 40 years this April. 40 years of hard work and revitalizing our ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi through our papahana, our kula kamaliʻi. Usually we don't like to date our videos, but I think this is a very special video since we are in Pepiluwali. These videos are being made in real time every week. And so, hauʻoli mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi kākou, o keia ka manawa to strengthen our ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi skills. And we are doing this every week here at Hui Ki Pai Pai. No leila, mahalo koʻukou komo piha ana mai keia mau wikio. Mahalo e na kumu ka hoʻolele ana i na wikio. E nana kākou I ka haʻawina o keia pule. Oia. Oia, no leila, na pahu hopu o keia pule. Goal number 1 for this week is to eaʻo I ka Pepeke Painu hoʻole. We kind of introduced this earlier. And today we're going to take a deeper dive into the Pepeke Painu hoʻole. Goal number 2, helu ʻelua eaʻo I nā iʻoa paku ʻame ka iʻoa kuhane. All right, we're going to define those things just in a few minutes. Helu e kolu e nā ana I nā ʻami I and ya, right? Ka lauka ʻame ke kuhilana. And then helu e ha, goal number 4, eaʻo I nā hua ʻŌlelo o nā lakau. And nā lakau are modes of transportation. So that's our next set of vocabulary words. Nā lakau, modes of transportation. Meia mana'o e ho'omaua ku kākou. Let's continue. All right, so here's a quick review of the papani that we have learned thus far. Way back when, in the beginning of this school year, we introduced the papani helukahi. The papani helukahi are au, which is me, oi, you, and ia, ia, he or she, which is normally preceded by okina o. The okina o with ia is pronounced oya, right? Au, oi, and oya. And then last week we introduced helulua, napapani helulua, which are again our dual pronouns, the first one being singular. So now we're taking a look again at helulua, okay? And they are kaua, right? We too, maua, we too, not including the speaker or the person being spoken to. Olua, you too, yeah, olua. And laua, they too, okay? So total right now we have ehiku papani. And again, these are very specific. And the reason for that is to make sure that there is no confusion when we're talking about what we're going to do and who's going to do it, right? We, instead of saying the people's names, we just use these pronouns, these papani, and they're very specific. So keep that in mind as we move along. And eho o mawakuno. Oia mai kai. Quick review again, the Pepeke Painu is a sentence structure that describes someone or something does a particular action, right? Such as work, clean, go, lives, eats, and drinks. Other Pepeke Painu with the ano verb describes the condition or state of being of something, such as something being old, something being new, happy, or sad. Yeah. Okay, that's the quick review of the Pepeke Painu. Tonight we're going to look at the Pepeke Painu with a hehele verb in a different way. So let's start off with this. Again, we have the translations already, but we want to be able to look at the Hawaiian and understand how that came to be. So we have in the po'o position, we have hehele verbs, holo, kau, and lele. In the piko position, which is our akena, or the people or the subject of the sentence. So the first one is ke ka'a. Then we have a pronoun, the papani olua, right? That's a papani helulua, a dual papani. And then we have okapua, which is a person's name, yeah, in iʻoa. So number one, holo, holo. Okay, something is going or traveling. Yeah, so holo. So the next question should be what? What is holoing? Yeah, what is going? And in the piko, we identify that by saying ke ka'a. Okay, holo ke ka'a. As you can see, we only have a po'o and a piko in this particular haʻawina, in this slide. Holo ke ka'a, the car goes. Okay, very simple. The next one is kau, which is a hehele. And we have a papani in the piko position, meaning you two guys, olua. Yeah. Kau means to get onto something to, for example, on a car, you kau on the car. Okay. You don't komo in a car, you kau. And we're talking to two people, our two friends or our two keiki, kau olua. And all it's saying is kau olua. It doesn't say what we're going to kau on top of. But look at the translation. It says you two get on. So kau olua. Yeah, kau olua. Kau olua. You two get on. Mai kai. And the last example is lele. Lele is a hehele verb. Yeah, it means to jump. And then in the piko position, because we have a name, what is the rule whenever we have a iʻoa, a name? We have to precede that with the okina o. Yeah, it marks the subject of the sentence. In this case, because it's a name, it has to say o kapua. Okay. And lele means to jump. Who's doing the jumping? Kapua. In other words, kapua jumps. All right. So a really brief introduction to the hehele with the po'o and the piko, and with the three different types of piko. Yeah, a ka'imemea combination. The second one is a papani olua, and the final la'ana or example is okapua, which is an iʻoa. All right, and the iʻoa rule states that if it is a name, you need to have the okino o that comes before the name, so we know, oh, that's a person. That is a person's name right there. Lele o kimo, lele o kalani. In this case, lele o kapua. Maikai, ho'omawaku. All right, so now I'm going to introduce the ʻami kuhilana I or ya. The ʻami kuhilana is sometimes translated as a destination marker to mark the destination of traveling to somewhere. It can also mean towards somewhere, yeah, in a particular place. So we have two different iʻoa. We have an iʻoa paku, which is a place, and we have an iʻoa kuhane, which is a name. All right. And this is review. Yeah. We reviewed these early. These are introduced earlier. Iʻoa paku and iʻoa kuhane. Now let's take a look on how that looks with the Pepeke Painu. All right. So again, we're going to use the word holo. Holo I lanai. Holo I lanai. And that translates to go where? To or toward lanai, the place, the island. Yeah, no leila. Holo I lanai, go to lanai. So think of a place from your area and fill in the blank. So instead of saying holo I lanai, you pick a place and you say holo I, okay, you fill in that place name. Holo I maikai. Okay, I'm going to give some examples. Holo I waiʻanai, holo I hilo, holo I hoʻolehua. So we have the idea of traveling or movement toward a certain place. And in this case, it's Lanai, the island of Lanai. Now we also have the ʻami kuhilana ya. It also means toward, but we use it when it's in iʻoa kuhane. In this case, Lanai, holo ya Lanai, is very different from holo I Lanai. So holo ya Lanai, go to Lanai, but this is not the place. This is a person named Lanai. And in this example, Lanai could be a kane. All right, so there's a difference. Yeah. Holo I Lanai, the place, Lanai, the island, versus holo ya Lanai, go toward the person named Lanai. Okay. This is a great example of the difference between the ʻami kuhilana I and ya. They both refer to traveling or moving towards something. Yeah. One is a place, the other is a person. Someone could have a name that's the name of an island, but the context will change. Yeah. Holo ilanai, very different from holo yalanai. Mai ka iloa. I hope you got that. If not, review this part of the video, stop it and rewind, review and trying to wrap your head around this because this is going to really play a part in the upcoming slides. Okay? E ho'omau kako, mai kai. Oh yeah, no Leila. Now let's take a look at the Pepeke Painu with hehele, but this time we have po'o, a piko, and an ave in the sentence. Okay, so in the left column of our po'o, we have the hehele verbs. We have holo, hele, and lele. Holo means to go, to travel, to run. Hele means to travel, to go as well. And lele means to jump, right? These are all hehele verbs. Holo, hele, lele. In the piko position here in the middle column, our akena, the first one we have is a ka'imemea combination of ka moku, da moku. The second piko is olua, which is our papani helulua, um, meaning you too. And the final piko is okapua, which is in iʻoa. And we know this because, well, first of all, kapua is capitalized with the K. Yeah. So that's how you do names, right? We have the capital letter. And then also in Hawaiian, we have the ʻami piko o, which is the Okina o that marks the iʻoa. And so when we have kapua in the piko position, it should have the Okina o, and we know that that is a person, right? We're talking about the person named kapua. Now, finally, we have the ave in this sentences, and the ave tells us the destination, yeah, or where are they going toward. So, first one, holo, yeah, something is moving, traveling. What is the thing that is traveling? The piko. The moku, the moku, boat. Yes, it could be a boat. Where is it traveling to? I kaho'olave. Okay. The boat goes to Kaho'olave, right? And Kaho'olave is a place. So we mark it with E and not Ya because it's going to a place. Okay. Holo kamoku I Kaho'olave. Holo kamoku I Lanai. Holo kamoku I Kauai, the destination. Mai kai. Number 2, hele, travel, walk, go. Olua, you too. Ya kaho'olave. A little bit different. A little bit different from the first one which said I kaho'olave. Now we have ya kaho'olave. So that means that kaho'olave is no longer a place. We're talking about a person whose name is kaho'olave. All right. So hele olua ya kaho'olave, the kanaka, the person named kaho'olave. Maikai, and the last one is lele okapua ya maua. Lele, to jump. Who's doing the jumping? Kapua is, and where is she jumping toward? Ya maua. All right, so the translation is Kapua jumps to both of us, not the person being spoken to. Because remember, maua is we two. Yeah, so there's somebody who's not being included in this conversation. No leila, lele o kapua ya maua. Kapua jumps to the both of us, not the person being spoken to. All right, mai ka iloa. Really good examples on the Pepeke Painu hehele with po'opiko and an ave, or an action happening in a certain direction. Okay, so mai ka'i, keep these in mind. E ho'omau kakou. We have another set of Pepeke Painu, but now we have ho'ole, yeah, with a hehele. Ho'ole means to negate. So we're negating this sentence and making it a negative, as opposed to um, holo kamoku I ka ho'olave. Now we're saying ʻaʻole holo kamoku I ka ho'olave. All right. We're just adding the word ʻaʻole, and that changes the statement from an affirmative statement to a negative. Okay. ʻaʻole holo kamoku I ka ho'olave. The boat does not go to the island of Kaho'olave, yeah, or the place called Kaho'olave. In the second example, ʻaʻole lele o kapua ya maua. Ya maua, yeah. ʻaʻole lele o kapua ya maua. Kapua does not lele, yeah, does not jump to the both of us. Okay. And this is from the previous slide where we said lele o kapua ya maua. Now we're saying that she does not do that. And we do that by adding the word ʻaʻole. So again, ʻaʻole holo kamoku I ka ho'olave, ʻaʻole lele o kapua ya maua. Mai ka'i. Ho'omau aku no. So now in these examples of the Pepeke Painu ho'ole with hehele verbs, we have papani as the piko. Now, as you can see, the order of the sentence changes slightly. Yeah. So the rule is whenever a papani is the piko of a sentence, it'll lele imua. It will jump forward following the word ʻaʻole. Okay, one more time. ʻaʻole olua hele ya kaho'olave. Again, you two do not go to kaho'olave. Yeah. And again, kaho'olave is the person because it's ya kaho'olave and not I kaho'olave, which would be the place, kaho'olave, the island. We're talking about the person named kaho'olave. And the last one is ʻaʻoleau holo. ʻaʻoleau holo ma kena ka'a. Yeah. I don't ride on kena ka'a, that car. Okay. So these are two examples of the Pepeke Painu ho'ole with papani. So keep that rule in mind and you'll always be pololei. All right. Mai ka iloa ho'omau aku kākou. All right. So just a quick review of the ʻami, I, and ya. So let's review the kuhilana. Yeah, the ʻami kuhilana. We have two, right? We have I and we have ya. When the destination or the place that's being traveled to is a place name like Lanai, or in iʻoa paku, we use I. When we're going toward a person in iʻoa kuhane, then we use the kuhilana, the ʻami kuhilana, ya. Okay, we're reviewing what we've learned thus far. Kuhilana, place name, iʻoa paku, I Lanai, for example, to the island of Lanai. But if it's a person's name, if it's an iʻoa kuhane, we use ya Lanai, the person, or in this case, a kane, with the name of Lanai. On the other side of the sentence, we have the lauka. The ʻami lauka is I ke ka'a, yeah, to the car. Yeah. Ka'i me mea ke ka'a, I ke ka'a, to the car. When used with the papani, we use ya. For example, ya olua. Ya olua, toward the two of you. And the last one, we also use ya if it's an iʻoa, right? The person's name, like lanai. Ya lanai for a person, ya lanai for a place as well. So this is a quick review of na'ami, I, and ya, kuhilana, and lauka. All right, now we have the Pepeke Painu with hamani. Again, we have our structure here, po'o, piko, ave, lauka, and ave. So in the po'o position here, we have three hamani verbs. They are ho'okele, hoi, and ho'omalie. Ho'okele means to direct, to navigate. Yeah. Hoi means to paddle something, right? To paddle something. And ho'omalie means to slow something down. Yeah, we're causing an action onto something else. Okay. The piko or the akena, we have three different examples. We have kekeiki, which is a ka'i meme, a combination. We also have a nonoa here that's showing ownership or possession. Kekeiki alani, and we had this earlier in previous Haʻawina, the keiki belonging to Lani. Yeah, the child of Lani. The second one is O Kalili. Yeah, Kalili is our iʻoa. So we have the ʻami piko O, and we know that's a name because it's capitalized. Hoi O Kalili. And the last one is a papani, yeah, in a piko position here in the second column, which is our piko column. Laua, day two. Laua, day two. Ho'omalie, laua. They too are slowing something down. Okay, and then we have the ave lauka, which is the okena, yaoi, ikava'a, ike ka'avane. And then the last column, we have our ave, I koloa, make kai, make kukui ho'oku. All right, so let's take a look at these one by one. Ho'okele, to direct. Someone is doing some kind of directing. Kekeiki alani, the child belonging to Lani or Lani's child. Yaoi, yeah, someone is being directed and it's you. Yaoi, being directed toward where? Ikoloa. Okay, so ikoloa. And that's how we get the child of Lani or Lani's child directs you to Koloa. Yeah, ho'okele, ikekia Lani, yaoi, ikoloa. All right. Maikai, second one, hoi, o kalili, ikava'a, makekai. All right. So hoi, paddling, to paddle something. O kalili, kalili is the piko of the sentence. Kalili is the one doing the paddling. What is kalili paddling? Ikava'a, the canoe. Yeah. Where? Where is kalili doing this paddling? Makekai, on the ocean. All right. Maikai. And the last example here is ho'omalie. Ho'omalie, to slow down something. Who's doing the action? Who's doing the ho'omalie ana? Laua. They two. We're talking about two people and what they did. Ho'omalie laua. What did they ho'omalie? Ike ka'avane. Yeah. The ka'avane, your van. This is a mode of transportation as well as va'a. Ka'avane, ike ka'avane. Yeah. And we have the ʻami there, right? Ke ka'avane. And in the ave position, we have where? Ma ke kukui ho'oku. Ke kukui is the light. What kind of light? Kukui ho'oku, the light that makes you stop. Yeah. It causes you to stop when it's red, when it's ula ula. So it's the stoplight. Okay. So ho'omalie laua iki ka'avane ma ke kukui ho'oku. She or they, yeah, she too, them, she and her friend slows the van at the stoplight. Okay, so Lawa is she and her friend. I would say they too. Okay, so think of that she as they too. They too slow down the van at the stoplight. All right. Maikai, maikai. So these are examples with hamani. All right. So ho'omawaku kako. All right, now we're going to do ho'ole with the hamani. Yeah, we're going to negate this sentences again. Now we have 5 columns, okay? So in the po'o position, we have the ʻaʻole. ʻaʻole starts off the sentence. Then we have the po'o, which in this case are hamani verbs, ho'okele and hoi, which we learned on the previous slide. The akena is again kekeiki alani, and on the bottom here, o kalili. And then we have the ave lauka, the okena, yaoi, yaoi, I kava'a. And then finally we have the ave, I koloa, ma ke kai. All right. So quickly, ʻaʻole ho'okele, e keiki alani, yaoi, I koloa. All right, so we're just negating the previous sentence that we discussed earlier. The child of Lani, belonging to Lani, Lani's child, does not or doesn't direct you to Koloa. Okay, not doing that. The second one, ole hoi o kalili I kava'a make kai. So Kalili does not paddle the canoe on the ocean. All right. Again, you notice that the pico are underlined because they are the subjects of these two sentences. Yeah. So we can see how we use ʻaʻole to negate these two Pepeke Painu with hamani. And the last two examples will be with papani. And remember the rule? What happens when we negate a sentence, right? A Pepeke Painu? Why? We add ʻaʻole to the front in the po'o position, in the po'o for ʻaʻole, yeah, the po'o position, followed directly by the papani, because whenever you negate with the papani, it jumps up in the front, following the word ʻaʻole. So let's take a look at the example. ʻaʻole olua, you two, uhi, which is our hamani, our verb. What are they going to uhi? Ika paiki kala, right? The bicycle with what? Ike kapa. So ʻaʻole olua, uhi, ika paiki kala, ike kapa. You two do not or don't cover the bicycle with the blanket. And the last one is ʻaʻole au ho'oku. Ho'oku is our hamani verb. It means to stop something. Yeah. ʻaʻole au ho'oku. All right. Who am I going to ho'oku? Yaoi. Right? And this is under the ave lauka column. ʻaʻole au ho'oku yaoi ma kena ka'a. Okay, so au is a papani helukahi, a singular pronoun. Au meaning me. ʻaʻole au. I won't. I don't. Yeah, I do not. I don't do something. What is that thing that I'm not doing? Ho'oku, to stop. Yeah. Who am I stopping? Yaoi. You. Where are you? On that car. Makena ka'a. Laika iloa. All right, so now we have our final examples of a Pepeke Painu with an ano verb. All right, so again, like the previous Pepeke Painu that we had with hehele, amani, and now the ano verb, in the far left column, we have the words kahiko, pa'a, and malie. And these are all ano type verbs, right? Stating the condition of something. Okay. And then we follow that with the piko, which is the okena. And we have a ka'imeme, a combination here, ko'u ka'a ohua. On the second one, we also have a ka'imemea as the piko, keala nui, yeah, keala nui. And then in the final example here, we have in the piko position, the pronoun, the papani helulua, laua, yeah, laua, them two. And then we have our ave, which is the akena. And then we have another ave at the end. All right, so let's take a look at the first one, kahiko. Oh, we know what kahiko is. If you know hula, then you know hula kahiko, right? So hula kahiko. In this case, something is kahiko. What's kahiko? Yeah, what's kahiko? Oh, ko'u ka'a ohua. Ko'u, remember this ka'i? Ko'u, mine. Yeah, mine. My what? My ka'a ohua. My ka'a ohua. Okay, what is a ka'a ohua? It's a bus. It's a vehicle that carries passengers. Yeah, ohua is passengers. So ko'u ka'a ohua is kahiko. Where? Ma Koloa, that place called Koloa. Okay. So my bus is old in Koloa. Ai, mai kai. The next one is pa'a. In this case, congested. What is being congested? Right here it is. Right here's the answer in the Pico position. Keala nui. The ala nui, the road, yeah, the streets or the roads are congested, right? Or is congested. Why? No keaha. Well, here's the reason. Ina ka'a. Ina ka'a. Okay, because of the cars or from the cars. Yeah, and then now we have the location. Where is this taking place? Ma Honolulu. Ai pa'a Keala Nui, ina ka'a ma Honolulu. The road is congested from cars or because of the cars in the town of Honolulu. The last one here is Malie. Malie. Who's Malie? Lawa, them two. Them two. They too are Malie, are calm. Why? Ya maluhia, because of or due to maluhia. All right, so maikai, we have a couple more examples and then we're pau. Okay, so now we're going to negate a pepeke painu with an ano verb and the same rules apply. Okay, we're going to put ʻaʻole up in the front in the first po'o position, as we can see here in the far left-hand column, followed by the ano verb, which is, in this case, we have in the po'o, the second po'o, we have kahiko. Right? We know what kahiko means. And pa'a, we just had these two ano verbs in the previous examples. In the piko position, we have the same thing, ko'u ka'a ohua, and we have keala nui. In the ave position, only the second sentence has an ave, ina ka'a, and the final ave, they both have ave, not the akena. Ma Koloa, which is a place, Ma Honolulu, which is also a place, okay, where these actions are taking place. All right, once again, ʻaʻole kahiko, ko'u ka'a ohua, ma Koloa. My bus is not kahiko in Koloa. ʻaʻole kahiko, ko'u ka'a ohua, ma Koloa. Maikai. The final one here on this slide is ʻaʻole pa'a, keala nui, ina ka'a, mo Honolulu. Oh, maikai, that's always great to say. Yeah, ʻaʻole pa'a, keala nui, ina ka'a, because of the ka'a, or from the cars, mo Honolulu. All we're doing is adding ʻaʻole to the beginning of these Pepeke Painu in order to negate them. Okay? And the thing and everything else stays the same. And we follow along from a positive affirmative sentence to a negative. Yeah? Not old, not congested. And here is the final la'ana. All right. So again, same thing, but now we have papani. Okay. What is that rule again? One more time for good measure. What happens to the papani? It jumps up in the front right after the word ʻaʻole. And this will only happen when it's a papani. If it's not a papani, there's no change. Everything stays in its same order. We just add on ʻaʻole. However, when the papani is the piko, in this case, oya and maua, it could be au, it could be oya, it could be oi, it could be maua, laua, kaua, olua, right? Any of those papani, when those become the pico of the sentence, then they jump up front, and then we negate them accordingly. Yeah. So a ole oya malie ya maluhia. Yeah. She is not calm due to maluhia. And finally, a ole maua hauoli ya oi versus hauoli maua ya oi. Now a ole maua hauoli ya oi. Yeah, we are not happy with you. Okay, so these are examples of how to negate a pepeke painu with a ano. Ili ke me ka ma'amau e nā ohana. Keep going, keep practicing. I know this is a lot of information, but you guys can do it. Yeah, together with your kumu and your fellow ohana, uh, just keep practicing, keep reviewing the pepeke. Yeah, go ahead and watch it on Yulahiki, watch it on YouTube.
and or listen to it via the podcast. The more you can put time into it, the better you'll become. So, e like me ka mau e nauhana, mahalo nui kia hui ano kako, ai ka hui ho ano kako, malama pono, a hui ho, aloha. The production of this podcast was supported by grant number 90NB0038-02-00 from ACF. Its content is solely the responsibility of Aha Punana Leo Incorporated and does not necessarily represent the official views of ACF.